When mentioning South Korea, many people might immediately think of K-pop, TV dramas, or the bustling streets of Seoul.
Seoul, a city of endless energy. But few people know that it is also one of the largest fishing grounds.
With an annual yield of over 3.5 million tons.
From plump mackerel hauls offshore to heavy baskets of squid. The ocean's bounty, a constant struggle.
A fresh catch, straight from the deep.
Everything is caught using methods honed over many generations. In this video, let's explore how South Korea...
Every pull, a testament to strength.
A delicate flavor, cherished by many.
With 14% of the population choosing it as their favorite dish.
A continuous harvest, straight to preservation.
These fish are mainly caught in the waters of Jeju Island and the West Sea.
But to get these fresh catches, South Korean fishermen must endure long voyages at sea, sometimes lasting several weeks.
The relentless pursuit across the waves.
Each trip is a livelihood journey, fraught with hardships that only those who have lived on the sea truly understand.
Precision and teamwork define their night.
The process of locating and catching mackerel is an art, combining experience and modern technology. Fishermen use a fish finder to locate schools of fish.
Navigating by the pulse of the ocean.
At night, when the sun disappears below the horizon, the real work begins. It continues non-stop.
High-powered lights illuminate the water surface to attract the fish.
On the deck, giant nets are lowered, spreading out into the sea, enveloping the fish schools, and the bottom is tightened to trap the fish.
The ocean's energy captured. A silent trap, drawing them in.
Everything is carried out smoothly, thanks to well-coordinated efforts of the entire crew. Once the mackerel is caught in the net, the most important moment begins, hauling it in.
A silver struggle, deep beneath the waves.
Cheers echo on the boat as the silver, fiercely struggling fish are pulled up onto the deck in batches.
After that, the fish are sorted and preserved in water tanks before being sold.
Ice and fish, a race against time.
A delicate touch, ensuring freshness.
This is a crucial step to preserve freshness until they are sold, as mackerel spoils easily.
After many days, the ship docks at the port. Skilled workers here sort the mackerel into 5 different sizes.
Every fish, carefully inspected.
On average, large markets like the Busan market can process up to 80 to 100,000 barrels of mackerel per day.
Winter on the Korean Sea always brings harshness. And for fishermen, the snow crab season from November to May is the most grueling time of challenge.
is the most grueling time of year.
This seafood prefers cold and cannot tolerate warm water,
which forces the fishermen to sail to fishing grounds far out near Dokdo Island, around 180 miles from the port in Pohang.
Just the travel time from the port to the fishing ground takes up to 12 hours. The trip is meticulously prepared with 7,000.
A week before, the traps were dropped at depths of around 1,300 feet.
Marked by individual buoys, ready for days of intense labor.
Silent preparations before the storm.
Pulling the trap is a skillful process.
First, locating the trap with a float hook, attaching the rope to the winch, then slowly pulling the rope up from a depth of over 1,300 feet.
On the deck, every crew member must coordinate rhythmically and be absolutely alert to the rope.
When the trap is pulled up, the sorting work begins.
They are kept in tanks or barrels with water maintained at a temperature of around 37 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit.
The water is changed once a day, ensuring the crab remains fresh throughout the journey back to land.
A prize from the deep, ready for market.
After 4 nights and 5 days of struggling with the sea, the ship returns to port. The crabs are unloaded and then poured directly into the auction.
Each auction session is truly a battle to win the premium crabs.
After days battling the sea to harvest snow crabs, the fishermen's boats prepare for a new hunt, this time for squid. While snow crabs appear in distant waters, squid appear near jetties, harbors, and areas with rich grass or seaweed beds.
Graceful dancers of the deep.
The key to effective squid fishing lies in an unexpected factor: light bulbs.
Squid are attracted to light, so commercial fishing boats can often operate entirely at night.
Using high-powered LED light systems to draw them in.
Simultaneously, artificial bait, designed to resemble baby squid or other marine life, is strung along a line and lowered into the sea.
The lure descends, a silent promise.
Fishermen use fish finders to locate the squid schools faster.
12 minutes later, the squid begin to swim closer and get caught in the traps. Fishermen reel in the long fishing line system and then quickly pull the squid onto the boat, harvesting them swiftly.
Everything happens rhythmically, but requires maximum experience and focus.
Additionally, some boats use automatic fish line systems to increase productivity.
Caught squid must be immediately preserved in aerated holding tanks.
If air is not pumped in, the squid will die and lose their commercial value.
After about 3 days, the boats full of squid return to port.
After the challenging squid season ends, the sea leads us on another journey, where olive flounder await patient fishermen. They live on the seabed or in areas with strong currents.
Requiring the skill and meticulousness of the angler.
A gentle touch, a successful catch.
Olive flounder is the pride of South Korea.
The nation produces over 70% of the global flounder production.
short fishing trips, use traditional methods have existed for centuries and are still maintained today.
Boston Cheeson and Tastrophans. The fishing season typically lasts from February to the end of June.
When the fish reaches a size of 13 to 15 inches,
A quick transfer to keep them fresh.
The average fishing trip usually catches between 20 and 30 fish. Meanwhile, offshore in Sochan, fishermen use triangular nets for harvesting.
On calm sea days, the yield can reach up to 1 ton.
Nets are deployed in areas suspected of having fish schools. Fish instinctively swim into the lead net, then are gradually gathered into the central one. United efforts yield a bountiful catch.
Feeling that the nets are full of fish, the fishermen quickly pull in batches of them onto the boat.
After that, the fish are sorted and preserved in water tanks before being sold.
A living harvest, waiting to be brought ashore.
However, like many other seafood species, the wild flounder population is under pressure from climate change.
Currently, South Korea has also developed flounder aquaculture farms.
Thanks to this, the flounder is always available on people's tables.
Prepared as delicate sashimi or nutritious soups and fried dishes with high protein content and low fat.
Next, let's head to the deep waters around Ulleungdo and Dokdo, where early spring voyages bring the hope of harvesting shrimp. In addition to common shrimp species, fishermen also hope to catch Dokdo shrimp, the most expensive shrimp species in South Korea.
A rare jewel from the deep.
This species lives at a depth of around 820 to 1300 feet, in water temperatures below 37 degrees Fahrenheit.
Although the weather has strong winds, the trip must be carried out.
This is because shrimp cannot be caught during winter.
The bait is herring, and its strong fishy smell is best suited to lure them in.
On a single trip, fishermen may need to prepare up to 100 kilograms of herring to catch enough shrimp. The ship, loaded with traps, heads out to sea. On board, the crew drops the traps at predetermined locations.
Securing them with heavy stones, weighing anything from 88 to 176 pounds.
They do this so that they can withstand strong currents. After a waiting period, fishermen begin to pull up the traps. They slowly raise the 0.6-mile-long line trap and check each trap before sorting the shrimp immediately. Sensitive species like Dokdo shrimp are immediately transferred to cold water holding tanks, with continuous air being pumped in to keep them alive.
Throughout the journey, accidents can happen at any time.
Fishermen must flexibly adjust operations on the boat to protect their yield.
Despite this hardship, expensive shrimp species, the atmosphere on the boat brightens because they know their efforts have been rewarded. After many days at sea, the ship returns to port.
And the shrimp are quickly transported to stores to be sorted by size and type before being preserved under optimal conditions.
Fresh shrimp is distributed nationwide. an exquisite dish that Koreans particularly love.
A feast for the senses, a taste of Korea.
Spicy and savory, a comforting delight.
Our next destination is a seaweed farm.
Korean seaweed accounts for up to 70% of global seaweed production, with ideal harvesting areas like Sinan and Jindo,
where the sea is clean and the red tide phenomena do not occur.
The seaweed harvest lasts from November to April of the following year.
With the period from December to February being the most difficult due to the steeply dropping temperatures.
Fishermen must set out very early, cutting through the night to reach the scene in time, aiming to complete the harvest and bring the product back to port.
The work takes place in a cycle about once every 20 days. And each harvest period can last around a week. Before starting the harvest, the captain and crew check and clean the seaweed nets.
Seaweed nets are cultivated using the floating method, attached to buoys at sea, extending for tens of meters.
The crew pulls the end line of the net onto the boat, and then the net passes through a mechanical roller so the seaweed clinging to the net falls onto the deck.
And collects the seaweed.
The journey from sea to shelf continues.
Sun and wind, nature's preservation. From the sea to the world's tables.
The cycle of harvest and distribution continues, feeding the nation and beyond.